Hello, this is Mark Sam, and today I come your way with another interesting information to share with you. The past weeks, I've seen most people have made efforts to make a post on the Hive blockchain. Congratulations to all of you who have made every effort to ensure that your blog or your post is really running. Now, making a post or going through some of the posts you guys have made, one thing I realize is some of you don't have the knowledge of how to use markdowns. So today I want to show you or take you through how to use some basic markdowns on your post. What then is markdowns? So we are going to take a look at what markdowns are and know how we can use markdowns to make our articles or our posts very nice. So let's get straight on the screen and see what markdowns are. Just as I always, whenever you want to make a post, we first need to go to the blog editor where you write your post. So I'll quickly open my browser and then go to the editor where I'm going to write my post. So suppose this is the editor where I'm going to draft or write my post. We are going to know how we can use markdowns. What do we mean by markdowns on the Hive blockchain or on any online platform? What do we mean when we say markdowns? Markdowns are basically the styling or the a markdown or a markup language which has been designed for formatting online documents. So whenever you write something online, you want to format them, there is the need for you to use what we call for markdowns. So you wouldn't get the typical italics, bold tools that we get on Microsoft documents or Microsoft Office. We have similar ones on online or we use online, which are called the markdowns. So markdowns are basically a markup language which has been designed to increase or give your write-up a different beauty, and that is what we are going to do now. And it is very important that on the Hive blockchain, whenever you make any post, you use markdowns to make your article, your post very nice. I want us to take a look at just 4 markdowns which will help you make your post very nice, increase the beauty of your article or anything that you share on the Hive blockchain. So we are dealing with only 4 markdowns today. In the subsequent ones, or when there is more time, we are going to see how best we can add other markdowns. So the very first markdowns I want us to take a look at is the italics markdown. Let's go straightly onto the screen. So this is my text editor, meaning I'm ready to make a post on the Hive blockchain. So I have my title here. So that is managing markdown. Suppose this is the title I want to use for my article. Now after the title, we come here to the body where you write the entire article or the post or whatever that you want to share. So this is my post and I want to give it a different styling. I want to give it a beauty. I want to make things look very different and appealing to whoever is reading from my blog. So we are dealing first with the italic markdown. How do you make a text or a paragraph or whatever an italic format, or how to make something very italic? So when we want to use italics, the markdown we use is the star character, yes, on the keyboard. So with this, is either you bring is and it's just one star. You bring a star at the beginning of the text and at the end of the text. So when you bring a star or one star at the beginning of the text and another star at the end of the text, it automatically changes to italics for you, just as we've been doing on WhatsApp. So this is my post. I want to give my first paragraph an italic format. So I'll quickly hit here. We say we put the star at the beginning. So where I have markdown here, I just have to insert star here. Then I also insert another star at the end of the text. So we can have it the preview here. This is the preview of everything we are doing, or a preview of whenever you're writing an article on the Hive blockchain. You see that you have the editor place or the visual editor, then you have the preview on the right side or either down. So you can see from my screen that my first paragraph has changed to italics, the whole paragraph, and it is simply because I have used the markdown italics, which is star from the beginning of the text and star at the end of the text. That is for the whole paragraph, and the whole paragraph has changed to italics simply because I inserted the star for at the beginning and at the end. So the italics formatting takes effect when you put the star at the beginning and at the end of that text. Let's erase that and try a different italics formatting. Maybe this is the word I want to make italics, not the entire what do we call it, paragraph. I just want to make only this words or this phrase italics, and it's same thing, it applies the same way. Just whichever word, whichever paragraph, whichever phrase you want to make italics, just set the star at the beginning of it and end it with the star as well. So with this, I go star here, then I write another star here on the screen. Now we can see from here that my article or the word which is formatting codes have changed totally to italics. And so we will employ that whenever you make a post on the Hive blockchain. Let's try to use some of these markdowns to make the work very beautiful. In fact, when you have markdowns inserted on your post or inserted or used on your post, whoever comes or visits your blog, whatever they are reading looks very appealing. So why don't you just take a time and go through some of these markdowns and make your post very nice. All right, so let's do that again. This is the first paragraph, so I'll make the whole paragraph italics, and we can see that from the other side or the right side of the post. That's the preview. So my first paragraph is italics, and this is just how to use italics. Now the second markdown we are going or hitting straight forward is the bold markdown. Now we are done with the italics. Now we want to go to the bold. How is the bold done? Now the bold will also go in the same way just as we did for the italics, but this time we are going to increase the number of stars. We use the stars to, or the star to also make a text or a paragraph bold. So the same way, beginning and the end. So italics was just one star. Now with bold we are going to use double stars or 2 stars. So double here, then at the end of it we have double 2. Now let's come to the preview section to see what's going on. We can see from here our first paragraph was or has changed to italics because we use 1 star from the beginning and another star at the end. Now when you come to that second paragraph, it is not italics. The whole paragraph has completely turned to a bold text, and it's simply because we have used the bold markdown. And in using the bold markdown, you insert or you bring 2 stars over here on the screen at the beginning of the text, then at the end of the text you bring double star. What if I wanted to make just a part of the second paragraph bold, not the entire paragraph? It's the same thing. So I just have to delete the star. So maybe I want to highlight this very text to make only these ones bold. The rest I don't want to make them bold. The same law or principle applies. So I hit the beginning of it double star, and at the end of it too I bring double star. Now let's check from the preview over here. Now we can see it has effected or it has taken effect daily. So this is just how to use the bold markdown. And like I said, they are used to make the text very nice. They add more beauty and make your post very appealing to whoever or the reader that comes to your page. So the second paragraph, we want to make it the whole paragraph bold. So we use double star and double star end and the beginning. All right, the third markdown I want us to take a look at is the all bold or italics. All bold or italics. The first one we have only italics for the paragraph. Our second paragraph took bold markdown. Now the third what do you call it, paragraph, we want to make it all bold or all italics. How do we do that? Please, let's not forget that in writing or using markdowns are markup languages, and with markup languages they are computer codes. They are certain instructions that has been fed with the computer. So it follows the same principle. And as we have started, markdowns are always used at the beginning of the text or the word and the end. Whatever you start with, you have to make sure it ends the same way. There are certain situations or instances they might change, but we are not there yet. We will get there and see how it goes. Now on the third paragraph, you want to use all bold or italics. The text is bold and at the same time italics. How do we do that? So the beginning of the text, we are going to use 3 stars, 1, 2, 3. Then the end of the text to 3 stars, 1, 2, 3. Now we can see from the preview we have bold italics. No, bold, yes, italics. All of the text has been turned to bold and italics. So let's take a look at the preview. On the preview, we have the first paragraph to be italics. The second paragraph is bold only. The third paragraph has a combination of both italics and bold. So with this, I think you'll be very good to give your text a very nice and appealing outlook or beauty. Let's try to make our post with some of these markdowns, and they are really going to make our writings very, very nice and appealing for people. Don't mix up different types of markdowns in your post also. In as much as you want to beautify your post, please don't use so many different kinds of markdowns in your post. It will make them so complex. So make it very simple and very nice. Usually whenever I want to use markdown, I would go for italics throughout. So suppose that I want to make this whole text, this whole post italics only, or bold only, or bold italics only. How do I go about it? It is the same way. So I make sure at the end and at the beginning of every paragraph, I choose that markdown which I want to use. So with this post, I want to make every item, every paragraph, every word just italics and nothing else. So I'll just have to, let's delete what we have already and see how we can make the entire post all italics, or all bold and italics. All right, so we will start from here. 1 star for the first paragraph, then the end of it we give it another star. So we have our first paragraph here as seen to be italics. Now we can come to the second paragraph, another star at the beginning, another star at the end. Now we can also see from the preview over here, it has also turned to italics. Now the last paragraph, we can give it 1 star at the beginning, then another star at the end, and we are going to have the same thing. Now imagine something. Let's take a look at the first paragraph. The first paragraph, we have 1 star at the beginning, 1 star at the end. Suppose that I rub this star, or instead of me bringing the star, the last star at the end of the text, then I place the star over here. What then is going to happen? It means the italics will take effect from where the star begins to where the star ends. Meanwhile, I wanted the whole paragraph to be an italics, but I realized the code, this one is not italics. Why? Because I have excluded the code or codes here from the language or the instruction. The instruction says you must use the character from the beginning of the text to the end of it. So if I do this, it means this last word will not be affected with the italics that I want to use as a markdown. So please, whenever you're using markdowns, make sure you are using them right. And whenever you see something is wrong, make a good check of your post to see that if something is wrong or something is not done right, then you try to take or make the correct changes. Now the last markdown I want to take you through is what I think I realize in most people's posts, and it's very important. Now on Hive blockchain, whenever you are getting yourself these markdowns, please make sure, especially whenever you use pictures and images that are not your original content, when you have pictures or items which are imported or downloaded from online or anywhere, please you give reference to them. I am using a picture which has been downloaded from Google. I'm using a picture which has been downloaded from a certain website. You give reference to that. You cite that this picture was taken from this. You give credit to those images, and those credits, giving them, some of you have been writing downloaded from, then they bring the name of the site they downloaded from, or designed with Canva. That is very nice. But why don't you use Markdown to make it look very professional? And that is why I want to take you through. So in doing that, the first thing you have to do is we have to upload the image which you are going to use. So let's go to the screen. I want my image to be at the end of this first paragraph. So that is where the picture I am going to give reference to is going to be. So I will select, or you can even do drag and drop over here, and your picture is going to take effect. So let me select here, then get into the directory where I'm going to have the image for my post. Okay. All right. So I want to have one. Okay. Why not go for this? Good. So I've selected this image and it is uploading. Oh, I need to log in. Okay. All right. Let's see how it works. Good. I have successfully logged into my account. All right. Now the image has successfully been uploaded. Now I need to give reference to the image that I've uploaded in my post. I need to give reference to it. I need to add credit, but you can write it just as we have been doing. But I'm saying let's try to give it a more professional look, and that is where we use a markdown. And this markdown is what we call the links markdown. We are going to insert a link into whatever we want to write. Right. Now the link markdowns, or give you reference to this, the markdowns we use has two formats or two parts. That is the text name part and the link or the URL part. So we are going to have two parts. That is the text link or the text name part and the URL part. The text name means we need to give a name that will appear to our readers as a text link. Then the URL will be something which is hidden from the readers. They wouldn't see the name. The URL, that is the web address where you pick that from. Your readers won't see that. Your readers will only see the name you write here. So we are going to give or do the markdown in two forms. All right. Now the first one, we are going to use brackets. That is the text name. You wrap the text name with a bracket. So this is the first bracket, or open bracket and close bracket. Now you can see here I have open bracket and close bracket. That is the first part. This is where we are going to have the text name, the name we are going to give to the text. Now the second part is the URL, and with that one we use parentheses. So we open parenthesis, first one, and we close parenthesis. Now you can see from here we have two parts or two items here, brackets and parentheses. This bracket will take the name. So you wrap the bracket with the name that you want your readers to see. That is the reference you are writing under that picture. So suppose that you wanted it to be downloaded from, or photo credit to, or images designed by. So that text you are going to use is where it goes to the first part. Now the second part will be the URL, or the web address where you copied that thing from, or where people can make reference to. That is where it goes to the second one. So maybe this picture I want to say downloaded from, maybe I downloaded this from facebook.com, or maybe I even downloaded it from here. Okay, let's assume this is the place that I downloaded the picture from. It's very simple. So I come back to my text editor, then the first part, which is the text name, I wrap it with it. So I will say image or photo credits. That is the text name I want to give to this image, photo credit. You type here. Now we can see from the preview here I have photo credits. So this is the first part we talk about. If anyone clicks on this, if you don't add or do the second part, which is the web or the URL part, whoever clicks on this name will not take them to anywhere. They will have a blank page because you could not do the markdown very well. So you have to make sure the markdown is done rightfully. All right. So on this note, the second part, which is the parenthesis, will have the web address, the URL, wherever we copied the image from, wherever we want people to visit to see where we got that image from. If it is something you designed yourself, then you can supply a link to that for people to know, oh, this is something you designed, so people can visit and see whichever design that you made. If you also downloaded it from Facebook, from WhatsApp, from Google, or any website, you insert the name or the URL or the link of the website in the second part of your markdown. So in the second part, where we have the parentheses, if I downloaded the picture from this website, I'll gently click on the URL or the address bar here, then copy this link, then I gently come and insert it onto the parenthesis, which is the second part of my markdown. And in this, I am good to go. So whoever is reading your post, click on this. It will automatically direct them to where you want us to have the reference, where you want us to see where you got that image from. And this this is a perfect way of giving credit, reference, whatever to the post that you have made. Please, I have given, or we have gone through 4 different kinds of markdowns. The first one is the italics, 1 star at the beginning of the text, another star at the end. The second one is the bold, double star at the beginning, double star at the end. Then the third markdown is all bold, all italics. That is triple or 3 stars at the beginning, 3 stars at the end. Now the last one, which we are currently on, is giving reference or certain links for your images, and that one I said it has 2 parts. The first part is the name or text name, and the second part is the URL. You wrap the text name with brackets, then the second part, which is the URL, you wrap it with the link or the URL of the web address where you can get reference to the image, or you can get credit of the image or the photo or whatever that you are using. I am going to take time to take us through a lot more of markdowns, which are going to make our work very nice and very more interesting. Stay tuned to this. You can subscribe and like the video if you're very interested. Thanks so much, and I hope to see that after watching this video, we all take time and make our post nice. We give our article a very good look. We give it a very nice formatting by making sure some of these things are found in our articles or posts that we share. Thank you and have a very nice time. See you on the